You may be interested in day trading because you want to find a way to get some extra money, or maybe you want to do day trading full time. Whatever the reason is, you may have also heard that 80 to 90% of day traders lose all of their money, and it's a crazy statistic. For those of you who may have heard of day trading but don't really know what it is and kind of interested in it, basically you're buying and selling stocks or cryptocurrencies or something else, basically, and holding it for as little as a few minutes or maybe even a few hours, but basically you're dumping it at the end of the day. And it's all based on the volume and the momentum inside of the market. And then if there are really big price swings, like the price goes up really high and then it goes down really low, really fast, then you could also make a lot of money that way. But the crazy thing about statistics is that you need to take it with a grain of salt because a lot of statistics are biased. And even if you invest money in the stock market for a long-term time, then it's not guaranteed that you will make money that way either. So it's all about managing your risk and really understanding about anything that you put your money into before you do it. And not just because somebody on YouTube is saying how they made money in the stock market. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lakeisha Tomlin. I'm a former engineering manager turned full-time day trader, and I help new day traders become profitable in 60 days. And today we are going to talk about why people lose money in day trading and, of course, how to overcome that. So before we jump into the 7 tips on how to avoid losing all of your money inside of day trading, first, we gotta talk about the difference between people who dabble in day trading and those who are consistent in day trading, because there is a huge difference. So people who dabble in day trading, I believe that those are the people who mostly lose all of their money, because with anything, if you put enough time, effort, patience, and practice into it over a period of time, then you will be nothing but successful. But when it comes to day trading, there's so many videos on YouTube, TikTok, you name it, where people are showing their profits, and that's amazing because getting any type of profit from the market can be great. But the thing about it is that there is a lot of work that was behind making those decisions in order to make a profit in the first place. So when it comes to the 80-90% of people losing all of their money, I definitely believe that it's more people who dabble, or maybe if you're just getting started in day trading, you may be one of those people in that pool. I know I definitely have blown some accounts in the past, but that was part of my learning process. I think a better statistic would be more about those who actually stay in it and committed to it, and maybe getting the information from that. But of course, we don't see that. We only hear about the 80-90% of people who lose all their money. And today we're gonna talk more about that 10 to 20% of people who are committed to day trading, and we're gonna talk about some of the common mistakes. So the first mistake is real money. And I put this in air quotes because there is a lot of debate about whether or not new day traders should start with real money or start on a demo account. And me personally, I started with a demo account. I did it for about a day. This was back in 2018 when I heard about day trading. I had already been a long-term investor for almost 10 years at that point. I want to say maybe about 7 years, and heard about day trading, got on a demo account, didn't like it, mainly because it wasn't real. I mean, that's the point of it. It's not real. You're not losing any actual money, but it's nothing like, for me, putting my actual money at risk. Of course, after doing all the analysis and the things that I need to do, but putting money at risk and feeling that like your heartbeat like really, really fast because you're about to press that buy button or press that sell button. It is nothing like it. And for me, demo accounts just I wasn't interested in it. So I could have possibly saved myself some money, especially in those early days, by doing a demo account. But at the same time, for me, it was really important for me to start on a real account and really experience all the feelings that a actual trader will experience. And when it comes to starting, I believe in starting with something small, something that you don't mind risking. So for me, it was about $100 when it came to day trading. And then over time, I scaled that up. And this was only after I blew an account, almost blew in another account. And I learned my lesson. I got my hand slapped from the market, and I was more careful with my position sizing. And we'll talk more about that later. But basically, it was a learning lesson for me. And since then, I haven't repeated that mistake again. So for some people, demos were great. Some people, like myself, didn't really like it. So you make the decision. It's your money. Do whatever you want. Another thing is choosing the wrong broker. So when it comes to trading, you have to go to a broker, and a broker is basically like a bank that you would go to, you put some money into the account, and now you have money to trade. So there are some brokers that have fees, some that don't have fees, and there are pros and cons to both of those things. So basically, when you don't pay a fee, the broker makes their money from something called pay for order flow. So when you submit your order, you don't always get the best fill price, and that may mean that you're losing money potentially because the order doesn't go in directly when you put it into the market. There's a bit of a delay, and then the order is filled. Whereas when you pay, you have a quicker execution and your order is sent, pretty much instantaneously. That's a whole other topic. And in short, those are things that you need to be aware of when it comes to choosing a broker. And the second thing is there are regulated brokers and then unregulated brokers. In a nutshell, the unregulated broker is not subject to some of the same rules that a bank like, say, TD Ameritrade or Webull or Robinhood or whoever is subject to. Basically, you can day trade with like $100. I think some of these accounts they have a minimum of about $200 that you need to put into the account first. So it's a lot easier for people to get started with unregulated brokers, and then there's regulated brokers, and there are too many to list there. But of course, do your own research and pick one that works for you. And that's exactly what I did. And the unregulated broker that I am using is actually down in my description box below. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do so. Another thing that really trips new traders up and people in general when it comes to day trading is overconfidence and over leveraging. Basically, they're the same thing. So when it comes to over leveraging, and I've been so guilty of this, especially in the beginning, where I'm risking 30, sometimes 50% on some of these accounts on a trade, and they decided to mow my lawn. So anyway, I've definitely blown accounts that way because of having like 50% at risk, 30%. I've learned my lesson. I don't do that anymore, but that is definitely the quickest way to blow an account. So the fourth thing is being emotional when day trading. So like I mentioned before, when you're putting on this trade, there's going to be a bunch of thoughts and emotions that are just in your head, and you will feel it physically. I know sometimes, or at least in the earlier days, I still experience this to a degree today, but my heart may be racing really fast and like kind of nervous. So when it comes to emotions in day trading, there are going to be 4 different emotions that you experience. And the first one is going to be hope. You're going to think about how much money you could potentially make on a trade. We have all done it. I still do it. But there's going to be hope of making a boatload of money when you put this trade on. And the second is greed. So that's kind of tied into the first one, where basically you're looking to make a whole bunch of money and not really thinking about the possibility of losing money. So the next one is fear, where basically you fear losing money that you put into the market, and then also fear that the price will go down as soon as you hit that buy button, or mainly that buy button. If you're selling, you want it to go down. The fourth emotion is regret. And sometimes regret comes into the form of Wow, they are really going at it out there. We're just gonna keep rolling with this video. But basically, regret. You regret that you didn't put more money in, especially when it's a winning trade. I know that I specifically deal with that sometimes, and even dealt with that this morning. I put on a trade, I was following the momentum down, so I was selling, and I was thinking, man, if I would have put in, say $500 more, then I could have quadrupled my money or something like that. So it's really important just to not think about those things and just focus on following your rules. And we are going to talk about that next, actually, which is lack of discipline. That is the sixth thing that really trips new day traders up, and just some day traders in general. So it's really important to stick to a plan or a strategy. So there are an infinite number of strategies out there, and there's no one holy grail strategy. All strategies have flaws, and some are definitely more profitable than others, but it's just about you to take all of the information that you get and come up with a strategy that works for you. So one thing that really helps me is creating a trading plan. So getting different trade ideas for the day. Sometimes I may do this the night before, or maybe the morning of, a few hours before the market opens, and then having a trading plan where I have a list of rules for myself in order to follow, to make sure that I am not violating any of those rules, because when I violate those rules, I lose money. So some of the things that I like to have in my trading plan are profit targets, what's happening in the news. Like this morning, Jerome Powell talked and everything just went down. It sucked at first, but then it was great because I rode the momentum and made some money. But basically, stop losses, my trading hours. So I like to trade during the New York session, sometimes the London, New York crossover for Forex, but mostly it's New York because I'm based in the United States. And another thing that I love is, why am I doing this? So I have a list of reasons why I'm doing day trading in the first place, just to keep my perspective and make sure that I don't do anything stupid while day trading, and sticking with my rules. That is going to be key. So building up that discipline and having a strategy and a routine that works for you is really going to help you in day trading. And the seventh reason why day traders lose all their money is thinking that this is the way to make money quickly. And as I talked about briefly before, all these people that you see making all of this money, they have the strategy, they have the discipline, they have the emotional control, and they are not in it just to make a quick buck. And I have lost count as to how many DMs, how many messages I've gotten from people asking, how much money can I make? How much money should I put in? And how long is it going to take? And all of those are valid questions, but I just see that as people coming from an area of not understanding what it really takes to day trade. And I answer all of their questions, of course, but then I ask them other questions just to really gauge where their mindset is, because I do have the Capital Code Academy, where it's a day trading accelerator, and I want people to be joining that for the right reasons. So when I get these questions, I ask them additional questions, basically about their motivations, what are they hoping to gain, and then I also sprinkle a dose of reality, telling them that, hey, if you're looking for something where you're going to make money quick, this is not it. Yes, there's a possibility, but that really comes with practice and studying the markets and looking at the charts and all of that. But then once you do that, or on the journey of getting great at that, then you have the possibility to make as much money as you want. So, I mean, everybody is different. And there are people who have like, no, I don't want to do all that. And that's good for them. You know, they're not my target market, but those who are interested in it and who want to continue after they learn that, those are my people. So anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this. I have so many other videos on this channel just like it, and feel free to check out these videos here. And until next time, I'm Lakeisha, and I'll see you later.